Today marks 1691st day of daily lessons, daily reflections. And today I want to reflect on one statement. It's better to die with mistakes and failures than with potential. It's better to die with mistakes and failures than potential. And today I'll really share 7 truths, 7 reflections about this topic. And I think that's such an important topic because I think that every single person will have to make that choice. Because every single person has potentials, opportunities, gifts. Not every single person sees them, and a lot of people are able to really speak with other people and then really reflect what they have, what they built, not just externally, what they have internally that built, and that's extremely important. And I think that this topic is such an important topic because, as I said, every single person will need to make a choice. Do they want to die with potential or with mistakes? And sometimes it's interesting because people choose, okay, I want to die with failures, not potential. Even though they said that I reached actually what they want is success. But now they experience one failure, as a business, not by me. Always said that failing a business is a building block, not a label that you have set for yourself. Oh, I failed, I'm a failure. No. I think that we need to really learn to say that I build a building block. Most people don't have a building block. I already have one. And then I'll have like 10, 15 of them. I will have a massive steps to really climb to that success. So let's get started and reflect on 7 reflections about this topic. Number one day your future self disappears. And this is such an interesting thing. So that I could do that. This is my potential. I have the skills. I have abilities. I think that's what we'll do. So if you will do, why not now? It's interesting for me as well. This is one of my failures and mistakes was my channel used to be called for 4 years the journey to better tomorrow, and I realized there is no tomorrow. The only thing that we have is today. So I changed the channel name from the journey to better today. So that means that even on a daily basis, we're developing and have a journey to make sure that we're able to execute today better. That means that when you think about one day your future disappears, what it means is that when you're waiting for that future might disappear altogether. We might not have the health, we might not have anything else. Some circumstances could come in, storms could come in. Even tomorrow is not guaranteed. We can be hit by a bus. You never know. So I think that knowing that one day that future self that you're counting on might disappear, maybe it's time to have urgency to do something today, now, rather rather waiting for tomorrow. Even myself, like um, I decided to lose some weight. I gained a lot of weight, not a lot of, but I gained a weight. I'm not able to fit my favorite pants. And when I made a decision to really lose that a little bit weight, I used to have still some drinks in my fridge. I gave away to my friend so that I made a decision. And I think that sometimes we do like when something happens, when I will finish those drinks, I will never drink again. I think that how we're supposed to do is that when we make a decision, at that moment we act immediately. No when something. No. We made a decision and we act. And that's the thing in everything supposed to be that way. Number two, most people don't fear failure. They fear self-revelation. This is interesting because when you fail, your identity might crumble. So failing is nothing. Failing's nothing. I think that is interesting. You can fail and fail and fail and fail, but if ego is not threatened, you're not afraid of failure. The biggest fear is realizing, baby, that you're not who you thought you are. And ego wants to protect the image. And this is one of the hardest things. And I think that when we really build that massive self-worth, self-understanding, clarity, who we truly are, an ego doesn't need to protect a hyped version of us to feel safe and secure and stable. At that moment, we're able to really pursue those failures left and right because it doesn't threaten realization who we truly are. And this is a very, very interesting topic. Self revelation through pursuing big things. And I think that when we develop understanding and we know that our failures, our behaviors that led you to the failure doesn't dictate who we truly are, because our behaviors is not who we are a lot of times. We're able to develop identity through behavior, but when we change the behavior, we're able to change identity again. So it means we're able to choose. It's not stuck in stone. What kind of identity we develop through behavior on a daily basis. Number three, every choice is a sacrifice of identities. And this is one thing that I struggled a lot. And I probably still struggle. Every choice is a sacrifice of identities. I really love so many different things. When I think about life, I would love to live 1,000 years and live a different life every 50 years. Like, there's so many things that I enjoy. I love sports. I love different kind of businesses. I love relationships. I love nature. I love animals. And there's so many places and things I would do if I had more time. And that's then at the same time, we need to understand that we need to have those sacrifices, those trade-offs, okay, and choose, okay, which path from all those paths that are potential to you, which path you actually want to do the most. Because now when you love a lot of things, when you have abilities and skill sets that could potentially lead to different things, because if you have one skill set, just go to one way. But when you have a lot of skills, when you have a lot of desires, now there's a choice to make, which path to take. And that's how I was struggling sometimes, because sometimes when you have so many options, so many potentials, so many paths to take, how it happens, it's procrastinate to make a choice. Maybe I'm making a wrong choice. Maybe I'm making a wrong path. And this is, again, extremely dangerous place to be in, because at some point you will need to make some trade-offs just to make sure that you achieve the things that you want. Otherwise, you will stay stuck in the same spot. Number four, your life is being written by your repeated behavior, not your intentions. It's interesting because I've seen a lot of times people say like, "Oh, I didn't intend to do that." Yeah, no. There's a lot of things that you didn't intend to do, and a lot of things that you intend to do. But intentions is, I think that's overrated. Is intentions are beautiful. It's foundation thing. But if we stay at foundation, that means that there's nothing built. Are we able to live in foundation? No. You need to build a house on that foundation. So intentional living is beautiful by John C. Maxwell, is that intention is a foundation. But you're not living in the foundation. That means if you want to build a high rise, and that is behavior, we'll need to do behavior. And I think that we always need to ask, okay, what is those behaviors on a daily basis? Because if there's no behaviors, that means that we're living in potential with intention. Because intention and potential is very, very similar. And behavior is those failures. Because the more behaviors you do, the more mistakes you will do. Some by accident, some because you just didn't have the skill set yet, some that you didn't have the wisdom yet, some are just external things happen. But there will be mistakes. And I think that's a beautiful thing when we realize that intention is foundation, but there is not stop at foundation. Number five is universe does not care about your unused gifts. It's interesting that I truly believe that every single person has unique gifts that is given by nature, maybe by faith, like we can say that is given by faith, and we have a responsibility to take care of them, not hide them. I know that sometimes it could be challenging at some points to even realize your gift. But again, I think that it is challenging to understand your gifts. What it means and what it says to me is that I didn't try a lot of things yet. I tried one, two, three things, and that's it. It's very hard to really understand who you truly are when you try only a couple of things. So I think that when you are a young individual at the beginning, especially trying so many different things, I think that how is great all the times being able to really choose one thing that you are consistently building day after day just develops a skill set of the consistency. But at the same time, at the side, we need to learn constantly, try new things, try and understand how you react in different situations, how you see different situations, how you like them, how you hate them, just to make sure that you understand, okay, what is the giftedness of you and how to use them, how to develop them, just to make sure to be able to really understand our potential a little more and use this potential for our future. Number six, you are dying in slow motion. And this is an interesting thing because, of course, when we're growing, our capacity grows in a lot of things, but at some point, our capacity starts to go down. Now, interesting thing because wisdom might still go up, even though when your energy starts to climb down and you're able to even do more, even though energy goes less, because you're able to really, with the wisdom and manage your time and energy much better. But every conversation, every sunrise, every order day leads to slow motionly die. And I think that knowing that that slow motion is in progress, I don't know, for me, the thoughts about legacy, the thoughts about the last day is inspiring. Because I think about what could I do with those days that is still available? It's interesting sometimes when you're going through tough seasons, you forget how important it is to reflect on temporarily life that we have. I'm guilty of that as well, but now when I'm realizing it, that's why I when I go through different seasons, I reflect on different topics, and this topic is again back into my front head because that's exactly what I'm focusing right now. Is that really going back to mistakes because last couple months this year, I didn't take any risks. I was just very, very stable, very secure, and I think that this is not how I would love to live my life altogether. It was good for a season, but it's time to really move somewhere else. The last one, number seven, is the final judgment is private. It's interesting because if you made mistakes, you'll be judged by other people potentially, but and it will be your image will be destroyed. But I think that the most dangerous judgment is by yourself. And we able to make that question to ourselves. So if I don't do the thing that I want, I will not be judged by others, but I will be judged by myself. So which judgment are you scared of? Are you scared of yourself or are you scared of others? Because at the moment in my life, I'm much more scared of my own judgment, of my own blame to myself, of my own shame of myself not doing the things that I want to do because of fear of rejection, embarrassment. And of course, I faced my demons this year and allowed me to really love being in solitude. That allowed me to really feel content because a lot of times my self worth based on performance. I changed that. I changed that. I learned how to develop self worth, but based on being who I want to be. And that means that allows me to really pursue bigger things without judging, without afraid of being judged. And I think that is a beautiful thing when we really face our demons. And it's interesting, fun thing that's what I thought about as well. I will not speak to today, but to just bring it into idea is that when you allow emotions uncontrollably come into your life, you're able to start to control them. What it means that laughter, when you when it comes uncontrollable, you at some point you're able to control a laugh and you're able to laugh for almost for no reason. And I think sometimes we don't allow all other emotions come into your life uncontrollably because we're afraid of them. You're not able to control them and put ourselves in a state that is actually that you want to. Because the more you allow yourself uncontrollably feel different kind of emotions, the easier it is to really control your states and you become emotion friendly. And this is an interesting topic because that's exactly what I learned this year. And I think this is extremely important. And I will share about this in the future. But the most important idea of today, as we started, is that we're supposed to dive in mistakes, failures, not potential. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.